Alrighty guys, it is Qaaman here today, and I'm bringing you another Dragon Ball Z segment, and this will be a Dragon Ball Q episode, but I am joined with a very special guest from a very special place. Please introduce yourself.
Super Jayain from Space Australia. Great to be here, man. Thank you for having me.
Yes, and Jay's been on several of my videos before. This is his first Dragon Ball Q episode that we will be doing today, and we will be talking about how strong is Pikkon from basically the Otherworld Tournament saga. So, without wasting any more time, Jay, would you like to open up by sharing your thoughts on how strong you think Pikkon is before we dive into this?
Yeah, absolutely. Now, a lot of people have a problem with how strong Pikkon is, and they have a problem with him one-shotting Cell. Now, it's not clear whether it's Perfect Cell or Super Perfect Cell, but we can just assume that it is the latter, as that's the form he was killed in. And people go, oh, Pikkon one-shotted Super Perfect Cell, yet he fights somewhat evenly with Goku in the Otherworld Tournament. Now, I'm here to basically counteract people that have a problem with this, and the reason being is that in that fight with Goku, Pikkon was on top for the entire fight. There was at no stage where Goku had the advantage over Pikkon, and I really am of the opinion that Pikkon was taking it easy on Goku for the entire fight. If you look at the significant portions of this fight, they were having a bit of a sparring contest to start the fight off. Pikkon was wearing his weighted training clothes. Goku turned Super Saiyan. And even though Goku turned Super Saiyan, Pikkon wasn't all that concerned. Now, when Goku turned into a Super Saiyan, at one stage he used a 50 times Kaioken on Pikkon. Now that would be Goku's Super Saiyan multiplier of 50, and then on top of that, Goku using a regular times Kaioken doubles his strength. So you would have to think that puts Goku's strength around the level for that attack. For that short time, puts that attack around the level of a Super Saiyan 2. Now, he hits Pikkon in the face, if memory serves me correctly, and Pikkon retaliates pretty much instantly. He takes next to no damage, if not no damage from the attack. Now, the other thing is, well, they are fighting somewhat evenly after that, but I'm of the opinion that Pikkon is taking it easy on Goku. And the reason I say this is because Pikkon basically decided to get serious, and when he decided to get serious, this was the portion of the fight where he used his Thunder Flash attack. When he used his Thunder Flash attack on Goku, Goku said his ki is surging like crazy. He was amazed by his ki. Goku knew that he was in trouble, and he really had no defense against that attack at all. The second Pikkon started to get serious, Goku was in trouble. And we all know the only reason Goku won this fight, of course, was because he saw Pikkon use the attack for a third time. So really, I struggle to find any basis where I can see Goku being even with Pikkon. I really feel that Pikkon was significantly stronger than Goku, and that the only reason Goku was able to stay in this fight is because Pikkon was taking it easy on him. And I use similar points to basically prove the point with the Thunder Flash, like when Piccolo was using his Makunko Suppu or Special Beam Cannon against Raditz. Raditz completely underestimated that fight, and look what happened. Piccolo's attack was capable of penetrating Raditz and killing him, even though Raditz was a significantly stronger fighter. So really, when Pikkon started using his ki to its fullest and his full power, Goku had no answer to it other than to see it happen for a third time and find a way to get past the attack. So Goku used his brains to win this fight, not his strength.
A lot of people might not think that Pikkon is on the Super Saiyan 2 tier because of the fact that when you look at Pikkon specifically, he's a character who, if he was on a Super Saiyan 2 tier, you would think he would have completely mopped the floor with Goku. And there were some sequences, albeit, and I'm going to be showing you guys clips as we're talking here, where Goku was at least holding his own, blocking some punches and kicks against Pikkon, whereas he knocked out Cell. He was arguably holding back with Goku, and he had control over the majority of the fight. And considering the fact that Goku was so scared of when Pikkon was powering up that Thunder Flash attack, that's implying that Pikkon had a lot more power than even Goku thought he did. So you can use all of that to give support, but what support do you have to say that Super Perfect Cell or a Super Saiyan 2 tier character is stronger than Pikkon? There really is nothing. I mean, other than the fact that I mentioned before, you could say Goku held his own a little bit. Super Jayain could use the argument that, Goku basically was fighting a character who was holding back and suppressing a lot of their power. So to that, what do you say, Super Jayain?
Yeah, well, I mean, the whole Otherworld arc is really, really ambiguous in parts because you see Alibu fighting with Pikkon, and Pikkon gets the upper hand in that fight and beats Alibu, but then you see Yamcha later beat Alibu. The filler is very, very inconsistent, and that's the main problem with this, and that's what creates a lot of the arguments, is the filler is very inconsistent. But I will say that, to me, it's just very, very clear that Pikkon had the upper hand for the majority of that fight, and even the key points of that fight, when Goku used a Super Kaioken, in his Super Saiyan form he used a Kaioken, he took no effect from that punch whatsoever. It was like nothing to him. Goku couldn't even fire a Kamehameha because he was too slow. Pikkon retaliated too quickly. And there was a key point in the fight where Pikkon basically said to Goku, "What's the matter? Am I too fast for you?" So I feel like in parts of that fight when Pikkon wanted to win and was fighting seriously, I just felt like Goku had no chance of winning. And I also in my own little headcanon in ways, I kind of take into account that Pikkon has been training in Otherworld for a very long time. He's been there for substantially like a longer time than Goku. So I just feel like, he's just a stronger character because he's been training in these intense conditions in Otherworld for a longer time. And you might say, well, how do you know they're intense conditions? Or how do you know that it's different from training on Earth? Well, I mean, look, Goku unlocked the Super Saiyan 3 transformation when he was in Otherworld. So there's obviously some sort of training you can get out of Otherworld that you can't get out of other places. And I just feel like Pikkon being in the Otherworld for that long makes him a stronger fighter, and the evidence that we've pointed out, like him one-shotting Super Perfect Cell or Perfect Cell, and the fact that he had the majority of that fight, he had the upper hand on Goku, I just feel like it's very, very hard to counter-argue my points that I'm making. Now, I don't say that anyone that counter-argues me is incorrect or is wrong, I'm just saying it's very hard to disprove the points that I bring up. That's basically all I can say about that.
Right, great points, and just to close this video out, I'd just like to say two quick things. First thing is, I am on board with the notion that, it was Super Perfect Cell in the afterlife, because it doesn't make any sense for Cell to die and go back to being weaker than, he previously was. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, you don't die and you're weaker than what you were before. Like, it doesn't make any sense why Cell's power would regress, so I would assume he would still be Super Perfect Cell. And when you look at the fact that Pikkon knocked out Cell, you have to look at this from the perspective of storytelling. And Super Jayain and I were saying this off the air, that if Toriyama is writing, or anybody, because obviously this is filler, if Pikkon is written to knock out Cell with one punch, that is an indication from the storytellers to say what, Super Jayain?
That he is stronger than Super Perfect Cell?
They wouldn't have had Pikkon knock out Super Perfect Cell that easily if the writers themselves did not think that he was stronger than him. Because they do certain things in the story setting to imply or suggest a point. So if I knock out a guy with a punch, that's telling me that I'm stronger. They'd probably laugh at us if they saw us, trying to debate otherwise, because that's kind of going against what they were trying to show. So with everything said, guys, I thought this was a great little fun, Dragon Ball Q discussion. Sharing our thoughts on, how strong is Pikkon. It could go other ways, and I'm very curious to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. If you have any counters to Super Jayain's argument or anything I did, I'm basically on board with what he said, and, he has a lot of great points on many things, and he makes great videos, so please check him out. In the description, I'll post links so you guys can check him out, and please stay tuned for more videos. So most importantly, over everything else, what's Super Jayain?
Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. And as he always says, have a great day, guys.
To have a great, giggity great day, guys.